you're wondering why am I still wearing the exact same clothing as I did in my previous video, it is because I am recording a whole pile of videos back to back, as there are topics that I wanted to be talking about, including whatever YouTube is doing now. I know that plenty of people have already talked about this, and I have made my peace with it, but I am not very happy about it because it is just really scummy, and I can't really even make it a longer video than just what is in front of you. What we're talking about is the new terms of service from YouTube, and quite specifically that they added this: YouTube's right to monetize. YouTube has the right to monetize all content on the platform, and ads may appear in videos from channels not in the YouTube Partner Program. They don't mention where will the ads appear, they don't mention for how long will the ads appear, they don't mention how often will the ads appear, they just mention this nice little nugget, which is if you upload, I don't know, let's take my tabletop role-playing sessions that tend to be 7 hours in length. Let's say I don't put ads in front of it, because I don't see the point, really. I am not gonna get all that much money out of it. The most views that it's gonna get is probably about 50. Who cares? Let's say I just don't put ads in front of that at all. Well, YouTube can now just come on and decide, you know what, ads every 10 minutes sound really fair, and the person with the video is gonna get like none of this revenue, and YouTube is of course gonna get all of this revenue, which also means that they're highly encouraged to demonetize people, because what do you know? Demonetized content, demonetized channels mean that all the money is going directly to YouTube and to nobody else. Not that the video is making no money, and not that the creator is making no money. It just means that YouTube needs to share less. That is all. That is all. It is a whole nother level of scummy, this. It is a whole nother level of scummy to do this. And they're like, yep, we're just doing it. That's just the thing that we're doing. And it's like, I should be used to this. I should just be used to people making scummy, outright evil decisions, but it never fails to surprise me just how far corporate greed would go. I have a feeling that if these CEOs of big companies were told that they can sell their own family for a new yacht, they might actually be like, yes, I will give you little Timmy to harvest for organs, as long as I can have a second McMansion while absolutely everyone else is starving. I know that people are multi-sided, and I know that nothing is black or white, but it is very hard for me to imagine somebody writing that and not being an outright piece of shit. It is very hard for me to imagine any redeeming quality to a person that just wrote that rule, because effectively what they did was write a rule that says, if I find reason why you shouldn't be a part of YouTube's partner program and I demonetize you, this just means that there's more money for me. That's all this is. And there isn't really a better platform to YouTube. I've been on BitChute, and by now it's becoming quite the conspiracy theorist nest, if anything. My mother really likes it, and she does believe that the Earth is flat at the moment, and no amount of satellites will ever convince her otherwise. No amount of drone tests will ever convince her otherwise. And even the platform itself is not very stable. It's hard to get videos to actually come up. There's no playlists. There's a lot less functionality. I found it unsatisfactory, so I pretty much stopped uploading there. There aren't really a better alternative to YouTube. So people can't just be like, oh, we're just gonna get up and leave and go where, buddy? There is nobody to go. There's nowhere to go. So you just sit down and you look at the new bullshit that life is throwing at you and you go, okay, alrighty then, guess this is what we're doing. Guess this is how we're playing it. These days, okay, YouTube, I suppose this is your platform and this is what you're doing and what can I do? And I suppose I can just step outside and smell the roses. But this is one of the four-ish side gigs that I run to survive day to day. So stopping wouldn't really make sense for me. So I can't even be like, oh yeah, I will protest with all my might. But at the same time, I've never got so far that this is an absolute necessity, an absolute lifeline to me. This is just something that is good to have. So I suppose I am just on that cusp of, I'm not gonna get off this platform until I have to, but if I do have to get off this platform, this is not like the end of the world, which is an okay cusp to be. If you're on the cusp of, I wholly depend on this platform for my survival, then I can't imagine how hard it must be to have that leash on you. Know that everything that you ever worked on can just be yoinked from you with a single press of a button and YouTube can still make money off it. I can't imagine the stress and the anguish that a person like that must be experiencing. So that's all that I have to say about it. I am so sorry, YouTubers, if you highly depend on YouTube for your income and for your survival. And you're not like so rich that you can just continue living on that money that you have already earned. You're more like, I just about earned the minimum wage, so I absolutely need this. And then YouTube can just like yoink your monetization and just take that money for yourself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the amount of stress that such messages would be causing you from a person that frankly is so disconnected with the rest of the world that they probably don't know how evil it makes them sound to release messages such as these. And I am also sorry that I am so not surprised. I am so not surprised, and it no longer even affects me. It's like I don't have the expectation that the spaces where I do my hobbies, where I do my side gigs will ever improve. I just have the expectation that it will be harder and harder for me to earn money as time goes along, and that I am gonna work until the day that I die. Happy thoughts, let's all think happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. So hey, if any of you decide to go with an ad blocker, blame you at all. Toodaloo.